transmission.
There are radio stations within the air, but to this, none can compare. Trying to figure what to think, because now with us, you're fully linked. Stay linked to Linkage Radio, your home for entertainment.
This station rules the nation.
Pinky Lou, me pants them not tight up on me like a youth. Pinky Lou, me pants them not tight up on me like a youth. Cause, you know, the other day my wife used to go to Citywide Laundromat and she changed and go to one of them bigger laundromat. But now she gone back at Citywide Laundromat, located at 277 East 3rd Street in Mount Vernon. I mean, I tell the people, me pants them start fit, yeah! You want now? Pinky Lou? Pinky Lou, my pants them not tight up on me like a you. Yes, my pants them start to fit, them start to have shape, my clothes them start to look good. Since you started go back to Citywide Laundromat, located at 277 East 3rd Street in Mount Vernon. And you can call them right now. Their telephone number is 914-663-1738. 1738.
Home Repair is available for all your home repair needs. We specialize in sheetrocking, roofing, tiling, plumbing, and even building new homes. We are fully licensed and fully insured for Westchester and all of New York State. We also have licensed electricians and plumbers. Do you own land? We offer financing services to build your new home. Before you call anyone else, stop and think and give us a call at QuickLink.
Their telephone number is 914-338-6417. 914-338-6417. Give them a call, 914-338-6417.
So now you know, for a construction company, you don't have to think. With QuickLink Construction, you're fully linked.
Hello, Kevin. You ever hear about Index Universal Life?
No, what that?
Well, we all know saving for a rainy day is good, but if you really want to get the most out of your saving, here's an account called IUL, Index Universal Life.
So, how does this work? How we can get such an account?
An Index Universal Life account is offered by insurance companies and will give you more benefits than any other place where you can save.
Yeah, man, okay. Sounds good. But how it work?
By saving one amount monthly in the Index Universal Life account, you can get excellent growth on your money, safety of your funds, tax advantages when you're ready to withdraw, and with every Index Universal Life account, you will have life insurance that pays out money for qualified illnesses as well as death benefits to your family in case of death.
Yo, that's a lot of information. And I wasn't writing.
No worries, man. For more information or to start an Index Universal Life account, call 718-772-7679 and ask for Ione. Remember, call Ione at 718-772-7679 and ask about the Index Universal Life account.
Okay, got it. Call 718-772-7679.
Yeah, man. Call Ione 718-772-7679. Ask about the Index Universal Life account.
Are you looking for a way to ship your valuables to Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean islands? Well, guess what? It's all about Quality One International Shipping Express Corp. They provide a one-stop, hassle-free, customer-friendly environment, quick and efficient service guarantee. Quality One does sailing to Kingston, Montego Bay, and the entire Caribbean. Shipment includes barrels, boxes, crates, motor vehicle, motorcycle, household appliances, furniture, anything you want to ship. Quality One International Shipping Express Corp can ship it. Quality One is located at 3913 Dyer Avenue in the Bronx. That's 3913 Dyer Avenue, Bronx, New York. Or you can find them at 941A Utica Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Telephone number for the Bronx location is 718-231-1909. Or give them a call in Brooklyn. Number is 718-484-0917. So if you're looking for a safe and a dependable way to send your valuables to the Caribbean islands, check out Quality One International Shipping Express Corp.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's here. Have you ever experienced a bad workmanship? Someone who work at your house and you're not satisfied, but you can't find good help? Well, look no further. Quicklink Construction is a licensed general construction company that's fully insured for the 5 boroughs and Westchester. A one-stop construction company that will cater to your needs. Experience is what counts in this business, and we have the experience for more than 35 years. So if you need a paint job, call us. If the roof is talking to you, call us. If your garage won't open, call us. If you need a new paint job, call us. If you try to do the work yourself and your wife won't talk to you, call us. 914-665-0106. Quicklink Construction. No job too big, no job too small. Just call us. 914-665-0106. 914-665-0106. We have the experience. Quicklink Construction.
New York, I introduce the best ice cream factory located in Mount Vernon, 408 East Sanford Boulevard. Call and place your order at 914-699-1349. We also do delivery from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. We have the most Jamaican flavors: grape nut, pistachio grape nut, rum and raisin, Jamaican rum and raisin, sour milk ice cream, sugar-free ice cream, stout ice cream cake, peach grape nut, and more. Also check out Papa Deli's right next door. When you talk about jerk chicken, jerk pork, roast fish, fried fish, and roast corn, contact me at 914-699-0145. Also check out our juice bar with our smoothies, boosters, mash, and therapy juices. 408 East Sanford Boulevard. Ice cream, jerk chicken, roast fish and corn, and over them we gone.
We sold it.
CB Jerk Center, 150 West 3rd Street, Mount Vernon, New York. Catering for all occasions. Call and place your order at 914-863-0188 or 646-294-3939 or 917-870-4088. Check out our menu. We have curry goat, curry chicken, fried chicken, brown stew chicken, jerk and stew pork, stew peas, oxtail, brown stew fish, $12 and upwards. Goes by order. Steamed fish, $12 and upwards. Also goes by order. Steamed vegetables. All meals come with white rice or rice and peas with vegetable. Check out the soup menu. We have chicken soup, red pea soup, seafood soup, goat head soup at CB Jerk Center, 150 West 3rd Street, Mount Vernon, New York. Catering for all occasions. Big up the top chef Conroy and his wife. Big up the 2 grill masters, Courtney and Ron. So remember to check out CB Jerk Center, 150 West 3rd Street, Mount Vernon, New York. Catering for all occasions.
Pass me a flask, let me tell the things them. People never know the rum talk and me a sing them. Ali Brand the rum boss I represent. Remember Dill's rum, Butcher's wine and Spirit Inc. Of all of the alcoholic beverages you need. From a pink to a anchor, Moscato, Merlot, Hennessy, Douce, Tiger Bone, Ginseng, Rare Nephew rum, Appleton, Myers rum, Stone Ginger wine, Red Label, Taylor Port, Fairbanks, Mount Gay, Sangster, Rum Bar, Jamaica Brandy, Syrah, Grey Goose, Jack Daniels, Johnny Walker and more. You drinking or joking? Open hours. Monday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday. Address 104 South 4th Avenue, Mount Vernon, New York, 10550. It makes sense to save you dollars. Contact 914-699-7267. Email us at DutchessWineXpert@gmail.com. Must be 21 and over to drink. 40 minimum delivery. Drinkers Boundary.
The Consulate General of Jamaica, New York, wishes to share an important public advisory regarding new travel requirements for Jamaica. Effective Thursday, March 4, 2021, all persons entering Jamaica, both Jamaicans and non-Jamaicans, will be required to present a negative COVID-19 test. This negative COVID-19 test must be conducted within 72 hours prior to the date of travel at check-in for your flight. In addition to this pre-testing requirement, business travelers may be released from 14-day quarantine upon the presentation of a negative COVID-19 test to the Ministry of Health and Wellness. This must be conducted after arrival in Jamaica and at your own expense. For the period of March 8 to March 22, no funeral services, burials, or funeral processions will be permitted. No social events, handing overs, launches, groundbreaking, opening ceremonies, or any other similar event are to be held or facilitated by any public body until March 22, 2021. Persons 60 years and older are being asked to stay at home and quarantine until March 22, 2021. We remind all Jamaicans and non-Jamaicans to remain safe, to social distance, and to adhere to all COVID-19 safety-related protocols as we remain committed to overcoming this pandemic together.
Come rave with us.
Come rave with us.
The Weekend Rave.
The Weekend Rave.
The Weekend Rave. The newest trendy hip hangout spot on radio.
Fridays 6 to 8 p.m. Saturdays 4 to 8 p.m. on Linkage Radio
101.7 and 104.5 FM with Booker Chromatic,
Jimmy Q from Echo Vibe Sound, and DJ Wizzy.
Tune in for the latest in entertainment music, the hottest songs in dancehall,
hip-hop,
reggae,
soca,
and more. Plus, we hang out and chat with artists and celebrities every week. It's a chill spot, a party spot, a vibes. Tune in on Linkage Radio
101.7 and 104.5 FM. Fridays 6 to 8 p.m. and Saturdays 4 to 8 p.m. Check us out online at linkageradio.com and follow us on Instagram at The Weekend Rave.
The Weekend Rave. The Weekend Rave.
The Weekend Rave. I don't know Julex I represent for Linkage Radio 104.5 FM. I def them.
The Cooler Runnings Restaurant, located at 1802 Near Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx. We specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
It is another Thursday. Good evening to you, and you. Oh, how are you, everyone? How are you doing? We take it from the top and we say good evening to you, and you. Across the airwaves of Linkage Radio 104.5, 101.7 FM. I am so excited as always to be here on this platform, Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez on a Thursday. Welcome everybody to Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. Connecting here, connecting there, connecting everywhere. Inside the Zone, the community platform where information is guaranteed. I am your host, producer, and presenter. Thank you for joining me here this evening on Linkage Radio. Log on to Inside the Zone with the Lady D on my YouTube channel. A very special good evening to Spice International Gospel Network, that is Sign FM 88.9, Touch FM Radio 90.1, touchfmradio.com, Caribbean Vibes Network, that is caribbeanvibesradio.com. The highlight in Center Stage this evening, the woman in the mirror. The woman in the mirror. Angelique Henderson. She writes, she directs, she produces, she dances, and she gives speeches while educating Los Angeles youth and, of course, the brilliant Beverly East, who is sought after worldwide as a court-qualified forensic examiner. Man, oh man, oh man. These people have risen to the peak and are still growing. Both women will top the Center Stage chart this evening. We'll be taking you by storm until 8 o'clock. I'm looking forward to the discussions on the show this evening. Don't forget my hashtags, hashtag host Lady D, hashtag ITZ Radio, hashtag Woman in the Mirror, hashtag ITZ Center Stage. Our telephone number to the Linkage Radio station is 914-600-4228. That is 914-600-4228. I hope you've all had a great week so far. It is 20 minutes after 6 o'clock. Center Stage brings you Inspirational Zone this evening. We get our praise on. And in News Zone, the delayed broadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service. And it is my Women's Thursday because it is International Women's Month, as you know. And so it's all about musical selections courtesy of our women. In Fast Facts this evening, 9 women from American history you should know, according to historians. Famous women who shaped the world we live in. At 7 o'clock, the first woman in the mirror, Angelique Henderson. At 7:30, my second woman in the mirror, Beverly East. And that's how we'll be wrapping up the show at 8 p.m. A very special hi to Maureen Happy Goborn, who logged on first. You walked into the room first. Happy, good evening. I should have a giveaway for you. And then, guess who popped in? My girl, Pat. Yeah. Hey, Pat. Don't forget to share the YouTube link for this evening's show. Another edition of Center Stage. At 21 minutes after 6 o'clock, I welcome you. I say blessings to you. I say no matter what, we keep moving, pushing, jiving, praising, dancing, singing, working. Gotta work hard for the money. Don't you agree? What would we do if we didn't have any money? Pebbles don't work, right? No. The fake money don't work. Eventually they catch up with you. You know what I mean? So hello, everyone. Once again, you're tuned in to Center Stage on the platform Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. And it is my pleasure having you. It's now time for us to invite the presence of the Lord on this platform so that you can be blessed and you can shout and you can dance about and shake your foot. Yep. Shake your foot or your legs and say, hey, Lady D, I'm loving the music. I love what you're playing. And you just say yes because it's done, don't you think? Have you ever just thought about something, prayed about something, and the moment you were there stressing and carrying on, you just heard a word saying, what you're doing, kind of reshape you, bring you back into perspective, into focus? Yes. So that's how we're rolling this evening on the show Inside the Zone. Hello, everyone. Let's get into our praise segment here on the show.
So you've been going through this hurt, and you've been going through this pain, but I come to speak over you to let you know that whatever you're going through today is done. It's done, it's done. Your healing is done. It's done, it's done. Your miracle is done. It's done, it is done. Whatever you need, it is done. It's done, it's done. Your healing is done. It's done, it's done. Your miracle is done, it's done, it is done. Whatever you need, it is done. Gave us victory the day that he died to save our lives. Hang the shame on that cross, Jesus Christ. It's done, it's done. Your healing is done. It's done, it's done. Your miracle is done. It's done, it is done. Whatever you need, it is done. It is done, it's done. Your healing is done. It's done, it's done. Your miracle is done. It's done, it is done. Whatever you need, it is done. When he went to Mount Calvary, died in my stead, sins are all gone by the blood that was shed. By his stripes I am healed. His power I can feel. When he cried out, it's finished. Redemption is paid. It is done. Oh, it's done. It's done. Your healing is done. It's done. It's done. Your miracle is done. It's done. It is done. Whatever you need, it is done. It's done. It's done. Your healing is done. It's done. It's done. Your miracle is done. It's done. It is done. Whatever you need, it is done.
Ah, what a way to start off Inspirational Zone and to start off the show. Good evening, everyone. That was the voice of Kimola Brownlow out of Jamaica with It Is Done. It is done. I hope you were encouraged. 28 minutes after 6 o'clock, welcome to Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. Want to say good evening to Hortense, hi to Pat, to Gloria, to Yam Lady, to Daisy, who surprised me the other day. Hi, Daisy. Also to Arlene, to Betty. I'm going back in the days. I was reminiscing about the good days when we first started Linkage Radio and how we had on-air birthday celebrations. We used to celebrate each other's birthdays and have so much fun. But you know, changes take place, and when they're taking place, they're hard sometimes. And the adjustment to that particular change requires a lot. And so here we are today. Inside the Zone started June 5. I launched it on air with a lot of tears. I can't forget who was teasing me over that. Yeah. I cried that day when I launched the show because I knew I wanted to do it so much. And it was a blessed day, and the show is still going, and I'm still resilient as ever and working hard for the greater good. So good evening, everyone. I do hope that you are tuned in, listening, sitting back, relaxing, and enjoying this evening with me. I'll be here with you until 8 p.m. 6:30 p.m. Welcome to News Zone, the delayed broadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, March 11, 2021. More than 100,000 older Jamaicans who are not employed or receiving a pension greater than $1.5 million annually are set to receive $10,000 each under a new government initiative. The conditional cash transfer for the vaccinated CCTV sub-program was announced by Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark as he opened the budget debate on Tuesday. It is geared towards persons aged 60 and over. Individuals will also have to be vaccinated, as evidenced by records at the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The grant is being facilitated under the $60 billion Social and Economic Recovery and Vaccine SERVE program for Jamaica.
There is public interest in ensuring that the vulnerable population is vaccinated. And we also want to ensure that older persons who cannot take up work opportunities available on the SERVE Jamaica program and otherwise are not a part of, have no formal income, receive a grant.
The transition of the Bank of Jamaica, BOJ, to an independent institution is slated to take effect on April 16, 2021. Minister of Finance Dr. Nigel Clark says steps will be taken to bring the Bank of Jamaica Amendment Act into effect by then. This will make the BOJ and, in particular, the governor be accountable only to Parliament.
With price stability being the central bank's objective now and into the future, and with the central bank having the power and independence to pursue that objectives with transparency and accountability, households and businesses and investors will make longer-term decisions and more longer-term commitments, which will deepen financial markets, widen the pool of products available, increase financial inclusion, broaden opportunity, and strengthen our economy.
Minister Clark says the Bank of Jamaica Amendment Act, which was passed by the Senate in December last year, paves the way for the central bank's modernization. As a result, the BOJ's mandate will be rescoped to focus on inflation target, maintaining required capital, strengthening its governance, transparency and accountability, as well as staggered board appointments. Also coming out of the Finance Minister's budget presentation, $200 million has been allocated to the National Works Agency, NWA, to carry out river training exercises. This is aimed at reducing the probability of flooding and providing employment in critical disaster mitigation work for persons living in rural Jamaica.
They will be involved in removing silt and other material from sections of selected rivers, installing gabion baskets, right? And gabion retaining walls, some people call them gabion baskets, and related activities to improve the water flow.
The provision falls under the $60 billion Social and Economic Recovery and Vaccine Serve program for Jamaica. The private sector organization of Jamaica, PSOJ, is lauding the government for delivering a growth-oriented, fiscally responsible budget for the 2021-2022 fiscal year. In a statement this morning, the PSOJ said it welcomed the specific initiatives geared towards digitization, financial inclusion, as well as support of MSMEs and key industries such as agriculture, manufacturing, and export. The PSOJ also cited specific support for the continuation of the set cash component of the CARE program and the prioritization given to the public health and the vaccination program. The announced capital expenditure on infrastructure projects was also welcomed, as were measures the PSOJ says should improve Jamaica's attractiveness as an investor-friendly market. These include the review of costs for the relocation of corporate entities from other jurisdictions, the Large-Scale and Pioneer Industry Act to stimulate investment, and finalization of the new Customs Act. As for the next step, the private sector organization of Jamaica asserts that we must all dig deep to ensure the swift implementation of the proposed measures. It calls on private sector entities to utilize the various benefits and make the investments to start, grow, and enhance their businesses in order to ensure economic recovery and growth is realized as soon as possible. Government is currently undertaking repairs to several aerodromes across the island as part of the aviation industry's recovery from the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Transport Minister Robert Montague says that as part of this recovery plan, the Lionel Dempsey airstrip will be resurfaced. In addition, a pilot lounge will be fitted at the Negril Aerodrome, the Ian Fleming Aerodrome will be outfitted with a new fire and police station, and overlaying of the runway at the Ken Jones Aerodrome and proper fencing is expected to happen. The Transport Minister says these all signify government's commitment to building out aerodromes as part of general aviation improvement.
So I want to encourage that, and in doing that we have to fix up what we have. And we have a program of fixing up our aerodromes and putting in facilities for the people who use it.
And finally, the National Council on Drug Abuse, NCDA, has launched its Good Ganja Sense campaign to increase public awareness of the uses and effects of marijuana. The campaign, which had its virtual launch on Tuesday, is slated to run from March to December 2021. It is being implemented by the NCDA in partnership with the Ministry of Health and the University of Technology. Executive Director of the NCDA, Michael Tucker, says the campaign seeks to address the issue of low levels of ganja literacy and dispel the myths surrounding the use of ganja so that Jamaicans make better choices about its consumption.
Successive national studies among the general and youth populations have shown that there's a need to undertake ongoing public education, clarify issues and myths surrounding ganja, especially with the changing legal context.
The range of strategies that will be used includes social media advocacy, radio and television ads, print articles or material, and billboards. Target groups include parents, youth, community leaders, and groups. There will also be an interactive website to strengthen access to scientific and other resources about ganja. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
That was a delayed broadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service. Oh, how I love the JIS. Good evening, everyone. Once again, welcome to the show. Center stage here on Inside of the Zone with the Lady D, Denise Gomez. How are you doing out there? How you doing? Hello, hello, hello. Our telephone number, once again, let me hear your voices, 914-600-4228. That is 914-600-4228. Let me hear you call and say, hey, Lady D, I'm here listening to you, you know. Yes, while you're able to still sit back, relax, and enjoy, because the show has a formatted, delivery just for you. You can call and say hi. As long as I'm not interviewing somebody or so, you can always call and say hello. Reminding you that it is International Women's Month, and so right throughout the month, I do have some interesting people who I'll be interviewing starting off this evening at 7 o'clock. Angelique Henderson. You'll hear Angelique, and you'll also hear a little background history that I actually know Angelique for some time. And she writes, she directs, and young woman. She writes, she directs, she produces, dances, and gives speeches while educating Los Angeles youth. In addition, she's smart. So that's also a big, big plus right there. At 7:30, The Woman in the Mirror. So I have both of them, you know, in my tag for International Women's Month, The Woman in the Mirror. And I'll be talking to Beverly East. I've had interviews with Beverly before, and I wanted to bring her back. I wanted to bring her back. And I do have some other great lineup for you in International Women's Month here on the show, Inside of the Zone. 6:39 p.m. I do have music for you. You know how I do. You get a feature, you get some music. You get another feature, you get some music. Isn't that how you like it? Of course, 104.5, 101.7. Touch FM Radio, 90.1, signradio.net. That's 88.9, and Caribbean Vibes Radio. Good old Chris will be doing what he does over there, far, far over there. Hi, Chris. Good evening. 6:39 p.m. Don't forget to log on to my YouTube channel. Hey, subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost anything. Just a tap the word subscribe, and once I'm broadcasting, I'll just literally slide up into your device and you'll see me right there. So don't forget, and tell someone to check out the show. Say, hey, Lady D, show good, you know. Yeah, and she been on a long time. Tell them. Okay, how about that? Are you ready for some music? At 20 minutes, that's 6:40. 20 minutes to the hour of 7 o'clock. Of course, I'm here keeping your company until 8 p.m. Anybody heard anything good? It's a birthday today. Happy birthday to somebody. Happy birthday to somebody celebrating their wedding anniversary. But you know, I like to do the happy birthday part. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, somebody. Happy birthday to you. Somebody's birthday, right? So pat yourself. Nobody carrying you in a place. Pat yourself and say, thank you, Lady D. Also, wedding anniversary. You're in love. You're doing all kind of stuff, aren't you? Happy anniversary to you. And a baby was born somewhere in the world today. We welcome life. Now, let's get the show on the road with some music, some Irie music from one of our phenomenal female artists out of Jamaica. You ready? You ready? You ready? You know who this is, don't you? Yeah. Give her a little time. She'll come in. She'll come in.
There's a land that I have heard about so far across the sea. There's a land that I have heard about so far across the sea. To have you on my dreamland would be like heaven to me. To have you on my dreamland would be like heaven to me. We live together on that dreamland
That's right, Pat. Empress Marcia Griffiths, that's what Pat says. International Women's Month. She's ageless, she's timeless.
Oh, just to
wait.
And see. And surely.
I'm sure you're rocking, aren't you? This is one of them kind of Irie rhythm kind of thing going on here. Good evening, everyone. That was just a short rendition, but I'd like to welcome you to the show this evening, 6:44 p.m. It's Inside the Zone. Guess what? It's center stage today. You are center stage because I'm watching you on the YouTube channel. Yeah, I can see. Hey, Jan just came in. And want to say hi to everybody who are listening to the show this evening. It's one of those nice evenings where you're saying, oh man, today is Thursday and then I have tomorrow and then weekend come. Why is it that we just, we get so excited when weekend comes? Because we don't want to go to work. Pretty much. Oh, Lord, we just need a break, don't we? But we're so thankful that we have a job. We are thankful that we have a job, and we couldn't survive. Did I not say in my opening statement that you don't have pebbles? Pebbles can't pay bills. Okay, even when we blink our eyes and think like a genie, we can, you should see my face, wiggling up your nose. That not gonna work either. But you know something? I do have some interesting women I'd like to feature here in the segment of the show. So welcome everyone. It is International Women's Month. How you feeling, ladies? I have two great young women. I know if Bevy's hearing me, she's like, really, Lady D. But I do have some fast facts for you right now of some American women from America, who have done some phenomenal things here in our history. So good evening to you. That's the segment that you have joined me for. So welcome. Here we go. Let me bring you in the know. Angelique Henderson joins me at 7 o'clock for my first The Woman in the Mirror. Emily Casanova de Villaverde is known as a patriot in Cuba, but lived most of her life in New York City, an ardent abolitionist and activist leader. She supported Cuba's independence from Spain during the last half of the 19th century. As the 10 Years' War, 1868 to 1878, raged in Cuba, she formed the first women's club, La Liga de las Hijas de Cuba, to raise funds and sustain the elderly, the widows and orphans who took refuge from the war in New York. She addressed the Congress of the United States about Cuba's situation and on several occasions personally sought the aid of President Ulysses S. Grant. From her baronial coastal mansion in the South Bronx, where a network of vaults concealed the crates of munitions Emilia collected for the Liberation Army, she organized numerous clandestine expeditions to Cuba. Denounced in the conservative press, ridiculed in political cartoons, and burned in effigy in her hometown, she continued to form women's clubs for the cause until her death in 1897. The year before the Spanish-Cuban-American War would change the course of history for Cuba and Puerto Rico. My second phenomenal woman, she was an artist, suffragist, birth control reformer, and anti-war advocate. She began her reform career at the National American Woman Suffrage Association, where she served as literature coordinator and wrote a number of influential essays for the movement in 1915. We speak of none other than Mary Ware Dennett. She and Margaret Sanger were the leaders of the birth control reform movement in the 1920s, but her vision of legalizing birth control for everyone who wanted to use it was much more expansive than Sanger's. Sanger wanted to ensure that birth control remained under the control of physicians and thought medicalizing it was the best path for social acceptance. She successfully quashed Dennett's vision, birth control as a fundamental right, and today we know Sanger and not Dennett as a reproductive rights leader. But it is interesting to think about how our understanding of contraception and reproductive rights might be different, and Dennett prevailed. Let's talk about Dorothea Dix. A history-making woman I'm trying to know better is Dorothea Dix, 1802 to 1887. The white Bostonian became internationally known for her activism on behalf of asylum and prison reform, and later leader of union nurses during the Civil War. She traveled tens of thousands of miles, almost always alone, inspecting prisons, jails, poorhouses, and almshouses. The conditions she conveyed in her numerous exposés were horrendous. Local officials purportedly shook with fear when she showed up on their doorsteps demanding admittance. Due to her efforts, every state in the ever-expanding United States allocated land, money, and legislative attention to the creation and improvement of insane asylums. Yet, despite working with prominent male abolitionists, she remained explicitly racist and resisted abolitionism. The denial of the rights of the institutionalized, the overwhelming ability of husbands to institutionalize their wives as insane, the inequalities of racially segregated asylums, and the published exposés of ex-asylum inmates who sought to bring attention to asylum abuses simply did not exist and or did not matter in Dix's world. Like all of us, she's a bundle of contradictions. But unlike most of us, her contradictions had impact. 6:51 p.m. Interesting read, wouldn't you say? I know you heard the parts that stuck out in your minds as I read about Miss Dix just now. Yes, she was racist, and she was advocating for a whole lot of stuff from her purview. Yeah. 914-600-4228. Good evening. Welcome to Inside the Zone. It is Thursday, and I'm here with you until 8 o'clock. Come on board and join with me. That was just an instantaneous jingle, wouldn't you say? Lord. Yeah. Want to say good evening to CaribbeanVibesRadio.com, Chris Welby, and SignRadio.net, Sign FM 88.9. Got some more music for you, and coming up at 7 o'clock, I do have Angelique Henderson, young Angelique, who is busy over there in Los Angeles, California, doing her thing. Where is she from? We'll talk about that. More music for you on a Thursday. The best of Pink. I always love her. I love the hair color. I love Pink.
Your willing victim. I let you see the parts of me that weren't all that pretty, and with every touch you fix them. Now you've been talking in your sleep. Oh, things you never say to me. Oh, tell me that you've had enough of our love, our love. Just give me a reason, just a little bit's enough. Just a second, we're not broken, just bent, and we can learn to love again. It's in the stars, it's been
running wild again. My dear, we still have everything, and it's all in your mind.
Yeah, but this is happening.
You've been having real bad dreams. Oh, oh, you used to lie so close to me. Oh, oh, there's nothing more than empty sheets between our love. Our love. Oh, our love. Our love. Just give me a reason, just a little bit's enough. Just a second, we're not broken, just bends, and we can learn to love again. I never stop. You're still written in the scars on my heart. You're not broken, just bends, and we can learn to love again. Now tear ducts and rocks, I fix it for us. We're collecting dust, but our love's enough. You're holding it in, you're pouring it right. No, nothing is as bad as it seems. Will you come clean? Just give me a reason, just a little bit's enough. Just a second, we're not broken, just bends, and we can learn to love again. It's in the stars, it's been written in the scars on our hearts that we're not broken, just bends, and we can learn to love again. Just give me a reason, just a little bit's enough. Just a second, we're not broken, just bends, and we can learn to love again. It's in the stars, it's been written in the scars on our hearts that we're not broken, just bends, and we can learn to love again. Oh, we can learn to love again. Oh, we can learn to love again. Oh, that we're not broken, just bends, and we can learn to love again.
That we stood up and made the tough choices that needed to be made to preserve our way of life. You see, I don't know about you, but I want my children and grandchildren to be an American century.
That government exists to protect our rights and serve our interests, and that no one should be mistakes.
Every generation will be judged. So will we. Our children and grandchildren save us. God bless you and God bless America.
We are searchlights we can see in the dark. We are rockets pointed up at the stars. We are billions of beautiful hearts. And you sold us down the river too far. What about us? What about all the times you said you had the answers? What about us? What about all the broken happy ever afters? What about us? What about all the plans that ended in disaster? What about love? What about trust? What about us? We are problems that want to be solved. We are children that need to be loved. We were willing, we came when you called. But man, you fooled us.
Good evening.
Good evening, Lady D.
Hello.
I am here
Yes, ma'am. You're here listening.
Yes.
Mhm. How you do? How you do?
Not too bad.
Okay.
I thought Jay was going to tell you how the COVID day.
Well,
on
yes.
The COVID.
Yeah, well, they don't dabble as much. The other major networks well, they're a major network in Jamaica, but no, the feature that I present for JIS, they do a lot of community features and so on. But guess what? I'm gonna love you and leave you because I have an interview now. Okay, my love. Okay.
It's 7 o'clock.
Yes, it's 7 o'clock, so I have an interview now.
Okay.
All right, love. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye. Good evening. Hello. Good evening.
Hi, it's Angelique Henderson on the line.
Yeah, Angelique Henderson. I haven't heard this voice in moons. Angelique. Looks, Angelique. What's up, Angelique? It's so nice to hear you. Stay with me on the line. Don't go anywhere.
Time to let them know you're ready. What about us?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what about us? But guess what? I have my first interview for the evening here on the show, Inside the Zone with Lady D, center stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. And with me is Angelique Henderson. And by special request, this is how I start the show.
She's just a girl and she's on fire. Hotter than a fantasy. Lonely like a highway. She's living in a world and it's on fire. Filled with catastrophe. But she knows she can fly away. Oh, she got both feet on the ground. And she's burning it down. Oh, she got her head in the clouds, and she's not backing down. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is on fire. Looks like a girl.
What can I say? I could sit here and I could rock and I could talk and listen to Alicia Keys. But guess what? That's the special request, courtesy of my guest online, Angelique Henderson. Angelique, how you do? How you do? How you doing? How you doing?
Hello, Lady D. And hello to Brooklyn out there. Brooklyn, we on the map. And hello to the Boogie Down Bronx.
Oh.
Thank you so much for having me. I am excited for this, and I'm doing well.
Angelique, I am saying to myself, I've been watching you, Angelique, and I'm picturing the Angelique I know. I said, Lord, this is what you call roses has blossomed kind of thing. But congratulations. And of course, we'll be talking in a few minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest, Angelique Henderson. She's a Harvard University graduate and Los Angeles-based actress, originally from Brooklyn, New York. She studied economics, theater, and Spanish. She briefly worked for Mayor de Blasio's administration before heading west to fully focus on her acting career while breaking the stigma around mental health conditions. Angelique also writes, directs, produces, dances, and gives speeches while educating Los Angeles youth. Welcome once again, Angelique Henderson. Angelique, my intro to you is, Angelique, how could you have left New York? Don't you miss us over here in the Northeast, particularly Brooklyn and the Bronx, as you say, the boogie down Bronx? Where you gone while you leave us?
Well, I have to go where the Lord sends me. So, of course, I miss New York. New York will always have my heart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, NPP, I love y'all. All of my Jamaican people will go on.
Of course. Oh, but we're so proud of you, Angelique. And again, congratulations. And ladies and gentlemen, Angelique is my young'un a guest this evening in all the women that I'll be interviewing here for International Women's Month. And I spotted you, Angelique, and I'm like, I need to ask Angelique to give me an interview because things are happening and we need people to know and we need to be able to laud you for your efforts, for your accomplishments, etc., etc. Okay? Would you like to say hi to the audience before we start our discussion?
Would I like to?
Just say hi to everybody. Big ups, and let's start talking.
Oh, of course. Yeah, we can get that out the way. Shout out to my parents who are listening in. Shout out to everyone at New Testament Temple, the Brooklyn Tabernacle out there, BBC in LA, and all of my friends and family and loved ones who are tuning in. All of you who I don't know, thank you for joining as well.
All righty. Angelique, your decision to move out of New York to pursue your goals and dreams must have been challenging, but in your opening statements to me, you said you had to go where the Lord is leading you. Let's talk about that because that's the perfect segue into our conversation.
Yeah, so I've been acting since kindergarten. My first play was Snow White, and I was Snow White, and I killed it and fell in love with the stage ever since. So I've been performing, I've been acting, dancing, modeling, playing the cello, doing so much all throughout my life. I thought it would always be a hobby. So when I went to Harvard, I actually thought that I was going to be an entertainment lawyer. And then I realized I didn't want to just take my acting skills into the courtroom. I actually just wanted to act and be the entertainment. So that's how it happened. And Los Angeles is the place to be for TV and film. So the move was inevitable.
The move was inevitable. And so the first item on your bucket list was?
To find housing.
I love that.
I didn't want to be homeless.
But how did that go? I mean, you've moved, and gone over there. So, and are you alone over there?
I live alone now. So I live in my own apartment. When I first moved out here, I sublet an apartment from a college classmate for 2 months, which was nice. I stayed somewhere else for another period of time. And then it took about a year for me to find my own apartment and really get settled. And that's how that happened. So yeah, living alone, got housing established. I got my very first car. New Yorkers, we don't drive. So that was new. And one of my actual career bucket list items was to get on set as soon as possible. So I was on set for a TV show within a month of moving here.
Yes, ma'am. We hear you. Angelique Henderson, Brooklyn native, now residing in Los Angeles, California, doing her thing. And Angelique was a part of our congregation at New Testament Temple Church of God. Angelique, did you not also did an audition for the choir?
I did not audition for the choir. Acting is my very first love. So I participated in the drama ministry and acted in That's Why He Came with Sister Sherry. So I did do a Christmas production, but I never did any singing there.
No singing. Okay. Now, let me start asking you questions because we're curious. Harvard, share your experiences for us.
Harvard was hard. Surprise. It was a very hard and challenging experience. I was the first one in my family to go away to college. It was a lot of learning in every area of life. You know, I had a roommate my freshman year who I didn't really get along with, so that was hard. I was getting used to challenging classes, getting used to being in an environment where I wasn't the smartest person. There were so many geniuses around me. I had a lot of imposter syndrome, and I quickly realized I just needed to plug into different social communities that would help me blossom and get settled on what I would do academically. So that's what I did. I decided I would major in economics. I still wanted to do theater, so I minored in theater. And I've been taking Spanish since 9th grade and wanted to become proficient. So I minored in Spanish as well, and then joined a bunch of clubs. So I joined the Black Students Association, the Association of Black Harvard Women, Harvard College Faith in Action. So I had my Black clubs, my faith clubs, and then my theater clubs that I was a part of.
And at those times, did you feel like, I can't be bothered with this, maybe I should just go back home?
Oh, absolutely. Especially my freshman year. Freshman year was the hardest because I just wanted to be home so badly. I was in a long distance relationship with someone at the time who was in New York, so that kept pulling me back. And I went home to visit at least about once a month or once every other month. I was back in New York constantly, and then I realized I had to cut the cord and be fully present, or I was going to miss aspects of that experience.
Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, Angelique Henderson. She is a brilliant young woman, full of life and zest. When I watched you on Steve Harvey, I was like, isn't that Angelique? Angelique, I saw you. I'm like, hold on a little bit. Isn't that Angelique? And Angelique got up and asked a question, and Steve was like, well, you know, you remember that set you were on with him?
Oh, absolutely. Love Steve Harvey. He was hilarious.
Yes.
So I was on the Hey Steve segment of the Steve Harvey Show. If you Google it or look it up on YouTube, it's Hey Steve, is this a relationship? That's what they decided to title the segment. And I got to ask him a question about online dating, and he gave me some good Uncle Steve advice in a hilarious manner.
Yes, I enjoyed it myself. Now, let me ask you about your acting career. It's pretty much, though you have been doing, you know, intermittent acting gigs and so on, but what was it like? It's in an embryonic stage. How are you connecting? How are you getting roles here and there? Who are your mentors?
Absolutely. So the entertainment industry is largely based on those networking contacts and connections. So I started pursuing this since 2012. So I'm going into my 9th year of pursuing this. And throughout that entire time, it's been learning, researching, figuring out what the casting websites are. So I have casting profiles on Actors Access, LA Casting, where I can submit myself for auditions, in addition to doing the other networking work of being a part of classes, of meeting casting directors, of meeting acting mentors. So Courtney B. Vance, one of my biggest inspirations, is one of my mentors. He's also a Harvard graduate, and we connected while I was at Harvard. And he's just given me a lot of advice and inspiration and encouragement along the way. So definitely hope to act or work with him one day soon. And yeah, just meeting other people who can pour into my journey.
Okay. Now, how do you prep for all of this? Because, you know, you're in a very competitive environment, Angelique. You know that the entire world knows it. Getting your foot through the door is like pulling teeth and bracing yourself for just about any and everything.
So Proverbs 18:16 says, a man's gift makes room for him and brings him before the great. And I'm a firm believer of that. I believe that I am gifted, I am skilled in these different things, and that those gifts will make room for me in accordance with God's will, and that's how I operate. I don't think about the competition. I don't think about the other gorgeous actresses I'm against, or who's skinnier than me or prettier than me or has more connections. I just operate as I'm led by the Holy Spirit and let God do the rest.
Now, let me take you back a little bit into something that you said about relationships. How is that going now?
Relationships? Whoa, no, I'm very single and I'm very focused on God and my career right now. So I'm just waiting for the right godly man to come along.
All right. So Lady D just threw you for a loop. And that you bounced back quite well. So that tells me you're seasoned. You're good at your interviewing skills. So kudos to you.
I have a lot of media training.
Of course. That's good, Angelique. Now, I'm interested in your involvement with the youth in Los Angeles based on your bio. Tell me about that.
Yes. I'm an educator in Los Angeles. So I primarily teach 7th, 9th, and 12th grades, but I also do middle school and high school more broadly. And I'm also an SAT writing teacher, a SAT U.S. history teacher, and a college application essay advisor. So, yeah, love them, love the youth. And I'm just trying to help other youth get into college, be encouraged, be inspired, be motivated. So as I'm educating, I'm very open with them about my entertainment career. And yeah, they're really into it.
Wonderful. And if you were to make a comparison with the young people that you are mentoring and helping and the young people that you recall while you were here or even now, are they as zealous here in the Northeast or are they more so over on your end of the woods? For
there are a lot of
academia.
similarities, honestly, and I found that to be quite surprising. So you have the mix. You have the students who are extremely motivated. You have the students who don't care and don't want to do anything. And that was the case both in New York and I think out here in LA. What I found to be beautiful in both places is that the students who are hungry and who do want it, they will go above and beyond for it.
Yes.
So I've done work in the education space in New York as well, and made myself available to some students who, some of them ended up getting into Harvard after, I met them and we connected and things like that. So yeah, lots of similarities. Both cities have hustle spirit. So you got some hustlers in LA, some hustlers in Brooklyn and in New York more broadly. And it's been encouraging to witness.
I am so happy to hear you. I mean, you're just so fluid and I'm having a good conversation with you. So great job, Angelique. Now, I want to ask you about who is your inspiration, your greatest inspiration?
My greatest inspiration in the entertainment industry or more broadly?
More broadly.
Oh, easy peasy. My greatest inspiration is Jesus Christ, y'all.
And when did you meet him? When was your first when was your first true encounter with him?
I was saved at 17.
At
so 17. That was the first time I heard the gospel and heard about, Jesus being the Son of God and living a perfect life and dying for my sins. And ever since then, I think especially reading the 4 gospel books, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and seeing his different miracles and seeing how he operated and seeing his love for people, seeing him cry when Lazarus died, even though he's going to raise him from the dead anyway, it just became really undeniable and has just been a wonderful love affair ever since.
Angelique.
I want to hear, well done, my good and faithful servant in the end. So he is my greatest inspiration.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so proud of you. Now, if I should ask you, what advice do you give to young women? A lot of people are listening to you right now.
Be the truest you that you can be. Be your authentic self. Pursue those things that you're actually interested in, and don't let others throw you off your path. If you know that you're gifted in something, you're passionate about something, do it quickly, do it early while you're young. Of course, it's not too late once you're older, but the earlier you get into it, the more fruitful it can be and at an earlier timeline. So, just be you. The world will embrace you as you are.
Yes, and I want you to stay true to yourself, Angelique Henderson, because while you're mentoring the youth and so on, they're paying attention. They're observing you, and
absolutely.
If I were to ask you, who is Angelique Henderson, the woman in the mirror?
Oh, excellent questions, Lady D. And again, honored to be inside the zone with you today.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. Woman in the mirror. Angelique Henderson, the woman in the mirror, is honestly, she's a 5-year-old at heart. When I look at myself in the mirror, I see 5-year-old Angelique who believes she could do anything who was always on the honor roll, who was in every activity, who was adored by her parents, and just a go-getter. And I often see that and look at that and want to make her proud. So a lot of it is making young Angelique Henderson proud as I evolve into the woman that God wants me to be, and looking in that mirror and being proud of who I see today and able to look at myself and not have any regrets or feel inadequate or inferior in any way.
Go Brooklyn, go Brooklyn. Okay, Angelique. Now we have to ask you this question. I have to ask you, because if someone were going to make your life into a movie, who would play you?
Great question. So actress Storm Reed. I love her. She's amazing. I would want her to play me. So she was in a movie called Don't Let Go. She was recently in Euphoria with Zendaya, which, you know, I don't really watch that show, but I think she's an incredible actress. We kind of have similar features. She does the long twists and braids sometimes, and I think she would play the part really well.
Now, this is a spontaneous question for you, but your 5-year-old self, do you remember a lesson that was taught to you at 5-year-old that still you remember today?
The biggest one is definitely that education is the key to success. My father always ingrained that into me as early as 5, and even before that. He was always reading books and writing poetry and watching the news. And I think I got a lot of that from him. So just knowing that education is the key to success. And as I got older, it became more broad. So what type of education? You know, school, but also street education, education specific to my career, bettering myself as an actress, learning new acting techniques. So education is an ongoing process and will always be the key.
Yes. Angelique, just listening to you, I'm saying that there are young women out there who they really have no one to mentor them. They are in school, they're, studying, doing well, but they really are not on the up and up with a lot of things, and they need somebody, like you to say, hey, this is what I did. These are my challenges, but I'm able to press through, and I'm still pressing, right? You're still pressing. Ladies and gentlemen, Angelique Henderson. Angelique, what is the weather like out there now?
65 degrees and sunny.
Well, it has been good over here today, that I can tell you. So we had good weather today, even now outside. It's getting better. Now we have our fun segment. Are you ready to have fun with me so I can do some?
Ready.
You're born. That's what I'm talking about, Angelique. All right, fun segment. Let's go. Outstanding actresses over the years, right? I'd like you to describe them in one word.
Okay.
Cicely Tyson.
Legendary.
Katharine Hepburn.
Classic.
Marilyn Monroe.
Gorgeous.
Angelina Jolie.
Versatile.
Emma Watson.
Educated.
Scarlett Johansson.
Ballin'. That woman is paid. She's in everything. Shout out to ScarJo. Love her.
Lord. Meryl Streep.
Gifted.
Gal Gadot.
Heroic.
And finally, Angelique Henderson.
Iconic. I'm just an icon living.
Oh, Lord, Angelique, I've not had a delightful discussion as I've had right here now. But of course, you are iconic indeed. What would your takeaway be for somebody listening you this evening?
One, stay connected. Follow me on all socials. It's _love, LOVE _Angelique, ANGELIQUE. I'm mainly on Instagram, but you can find me on Twitter, Clubhouse. I'm on Facebook, facebook.com/Henderson Angelique. stay connected, stay inspired. I post a lot of inspiring quotes and verses or whatever really just comes to me from my art and from my daily walk. And again, I think the main message here is definitely to, one, take care of yourself. We are living in some crazy times, the global pandemic, so make sure your mental health is on par and that you're supported and tap into those support systems, but also that you're still pursuing your dreams. The world didn't stop. The world did not hit pause. There's still lots of opportunity out there to be gotten, so go get it.
Absolutely, Angelique. And let me just introduce you to some of the YouTubers here. And I'm sure this is a young woman who knows you. Vivi Love.
Yes, that's Diana. I'm looking at it too.
She said, Leaky. All righty. And we have CT.
Yeah, my stepmommy and my dad, they're on here.
Oh, very nice. And of course, there are other persons who are always tuned into my show here on the chat. But Angelique, it has been my pleasure hosting you here on the segment Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. And it's International Women's Month. And you have been my guest in the segment The Woman in the Mirror. And it has been a delightful conversation that I've had with you. 25 minutes after 7 o'clock. How would you like us to close the show, Angelique?
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Again, let's do this again sometime. This was fun. Can we play Empire State of Mind? You got that in the queue?
Hello.
Oh, no.
Yes. Let's see. Come on, Lady D, use your fingers here. So
Yes.
Angelique can
Let's
get
get
her
Get a New York song
outro.
going.
Angelique can get her outro going on here on the show. It's been my pleasure, Angelique.
Thank you so much. There we go. I love y'all. Take care out there.
All right, take it easy. Have a good evening, okay? And blessings to you.
Likewise.
All right.
Bye.
I made it here. I can make it anywhere. Yeah, they love me everywhere. I used to cop in Harlem. All of my Dominicanos right there up on Broadway. Pulled me back to that McDonald's. Took it to my stash spot, 560 State Street. Catch me in the kitchen like a Simmons whipping pastry. Cruising down A Street, off-white Lexus. Driving so slow, but BK is from Texas. Me, I'm out that Bed-Stuy, home of that boy Biggie. Now I live on Billboard, and I brought my boys with me. Say what up to Tata. Still sipping my top. Sitting courtside, Knicks and Nets give me high five. I be spiked out, I could trip a referee. Tell by my attitude that I most definitely from. Hey.
Good evening. How are you? How are you? How are you? Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
Hey, how you doing? I guess I was trying to log into something that was going on as far as a Women's Month interview.
Yes, with Angelique Henderson.
Yes.
Oh, we just wrapped up. But that's okay. At the end of the program, you do have the link. You can always go back and tap and watch again.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Make it. Me, I got a plug special ed, I got it made. If Jesus paying LeBron, I'm paying Dwayne Wade. 3 dice CeeLo, 3 card Marley. Labor Day parade, rest in peace Bob Marley. Statue of Liberty, long live the World Trade, long live the King, yo. I'm from the Empire State, that's...
It's Inside the Zone with Lady D Denise Gomez, International Women's Month. That was the voice of Angelique Henderson. And coming up will be Beverly East.
To the bright light, baby. lights is blinding. Girls need blinders so they could step out of bounds quick. The sidelines is lined with casualties who sip the life casually, then gradually become worse. Don't bite the apple, Eve. Caught up in the in crowd. Now you're in style, and in the winter gets cold. In vogue with your skin out. City of sin, it's a pity on a whim. Good girls going bad, the city's filled with them. Mommy took a bus trip, now she got a bust out. Everybody ride her, just like a bus route.
Good evening, everyone. Hope you're enjoying the show this evening. This is Linkage Radio 104.5, 101.7 FM, broadcasting on touchfmradio.com, touchfm radio 90.1, signradio.net, and of course, caribbeanvibesradio.com. And I go to the phone line because I believe I recognize this telephone number from somewhere. Hello?
Hello, I'm here.
Yes, I'm just saying I believe I recognize this telephone number from afar off. Good evening, Beverly East.
Good evening, Lady D.
How do you do, Beverly East? It's all...
I am fabulous.
You're yes, you know, Lord, here we go. I am very happy that you're just so confident. So I am so happy for you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my 7:30 segment, The Woman in the Mirror. Of course, with me is Beverly East. Beverly, it's been a little bit, but it's not the first time.
Yes, I am so sorry. I've been missing in action.
You've been MIA, but a good MIA, wouldn't you say?
Yes, very much so.
It's a good MIA. And we are not going to even say where you went, but we are going to be talking about, you know, what you do and how we can coin the International Women's Month into our conversation. And, you know, I leave it to you to just empower and inspire and do what you do best. Ladies and gentlemen, Beverly East, she has a request because I have to follow through with her request. This is how we start the segment of The Woman in the Mirror, Beverly East.
Looking out on the morning rain, I used to feel so uninspired. And when I knew I had to face another day, Lord, it made me feel so tired. Before the day I met you, life was so unkind. And you're the key to my peace of mind. 'Cause you make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman.
Lord, 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 I know, I'm sure when Beverly is listening to songs like these, she's just sipping on some fine wine. Beverly, and just jamming by herself, right?
I just love Aretha. I mean, anything that she's singing, I am just...
You're there, right? Anything she does, you're there.
Yeah.
Yes. So
absolutely.
Alrighty. So, ladies and gentlemen, Beverly East, would you like to say hi to anyone, Beverly?
I'm not sure if they're listening, but I have a cousin in cousins in New York, Carol's offspring, and I have a cousin Alma and her family in Queens.
Okay. Alrighty. So you shout outs. Check so we can start talking. Ladies and gentlemen, Beverly East is a court qualified forensic document examiner who has practiced in the field for 32 years across the globe, qualified before 34 judges in 6 counties. She has a master's in graphology and holds a communications degree from the College of Distributive Trade in London, England. In 1993, she completed her training and apprenticeship with world-renowned document examiner Felix Klein, the founder of National Bureau of Document Examiners in New York. In 2020, she consulted on an Emmy-nominated episode with the Smithsonian History Channel, America's Hidden Stories. She participated in an FBI handwriting identification study in 2019, and so much more. Welcome once again, Beverly East.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to actually be chosen when there's so many women to choose from. So I feel very honored to be being chosen.
Oh, thank you. Beverly, the woman in the mirror, who is she?
Who is she? Right now, she is feeling every day blessed. Despite this pandemic, I have been working still very effortlessly. So I would say the woman in the mirror is blessed and extremely optimistic that not just me, but the world around will come out from this as stronger and better people.
Thank you so much for that, Beverly. That's a blessing. Thank you for that. Let's start talking. International Women's Month. It's widely publicized across the world, isn't it?
It is.
How impactful do you believe the message is, though?
I don't think it has any relevance, to be honest with you. I think it's like Christmas. We celebrate Christmas, but do we celebrate Christ? To me, it's the same. We celebrate International Women's Day, but there's still human trafficking. There's still women being raped and chastised and demoralized, and just across the world. So I do acknowledge the day, but I don't think enough is being done for women and for little girls growing up across the world, for them to be safe, for them to be educated, for them to be protected from sexual abuse and violence. It's not enough being done.
Okay, and I hear that, and
I'm sorry to burst your bubble
Oh,
about that.
no. It's no, that's fine. I'm not. No, that's quite all right, because it is true. Yes, we celebrate the month. We recognize the 8th of March, and I concur. There's so much more that can be done, but I do know that there are people who are trying. They could.
Oh yes, I know
you
that. I know there is a lot being done.
Mm-hmm.
It's just being done too slowly.
Yes. So
that's all.
They need to be more vigilant, you think?
Yes.
Yes. Do you believe women are supportive of each other?
In my personal life, yes. I come from a family of women, so I have a large network in my tribe. But I do see a lot of insincerity in the workplace and amongst women being competitive to get to where they want to be. They sometimes not nice to each other. But in my own personal life, I have a tribe of women. I can call on different women for different things at different times of the day.
And so you're good. You do have
Yes,
your own.
I'm extremely good.
Yes.
I'm extremely good.
But
I have I have 32 female cousins
32 female.
in my family. 32 female cousins.
Everybody has been busy.
So if I never had a friend in the world, lady, I would be fine.
Lord, Beverly, everybody has been
I
very
would be
busy.
fine.
Everybody, they have been very busy.
Well, this is both sides of the family. This is my mom's side and I think a day doesn't pass where I don't speak to one family member.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm quite contained in my own family.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I was married, my husband used to say, "It's like being married to the mafia," because he used to call us the Jamaican mafia.
That's so funny. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, and when I was much younger, before I got married, I never used to get dates because guys knew that I never walked alone. If you ask her out in the Cobra Grove,
Just a second, Beverly. I don't know where you're. I'm not sure where you're located, but you're breaking up a bit.
Oh, I am sitting still in one place, so that maybe I should move.
Yes, the reception is not so great where you are right now. Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay, let me.
Beverly East has me laughing here. Oh, Lordy. Okay, it is 7:39 p.m. Welcome to the segment The Woman in the Mirror. My guest, Beverly East, court qualified forensic document examiner. And we'll be delving into a little bit of that coming up in a few seconds. Are you back with me now, Beverly?
Yes, I'm here. I can hear you.
Okay, so yes, we had a moment of laughter there. I love that. But and family is so important, right? We have to either love them, we fall out of love with them. You know, it's one of those kinds of relationships that you truly can't do without, because we're connected. So that goes without saying. But let's talk about your career. You are an accomplished court qualified forensic document examiner with numerous awards and a 3-time best-selling author. And I have 2 out of the 3 of the books.
Which one don't you have?
I have I have the Kendall one. I have Finding Mr. Right.
Okay, well, I have to resolve that then and make sure you have all 3. So you're up to date.
There you go. Because I spent some time going through Finding Mr. Right. I'm looking at the handwriting. I'm reading your narrative. I'm trying to, pay attention.
But do you know that the anniversary of Finding Mr. Right was last year?
Oh, really?
So that's how long you've known me?
Yes, that's a while.
Yes, because I was planning a big anniversary for the book.
Mm-hmm.
And then pandemic came, so
yes,
it didn't get its 20 anniversary.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But of all these accomplishments, how did you transition to this profession?
Into being a document examiner?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was in recruitment before, and while I was working as a headhunter, I worked for a company that used handwriting analysis as part of their selection tool.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just curious. I just started because I was curious. But the more I studied and the more I learned, the more I wanted to do what the consultant was doing.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
So I began the quest to study, and then I got married and came to America, and I was married to a lawyer who was involved in a big fraud case, and I knew nothing about that aspect of handwriting analysis. And he encouraged me to go back and study some more, and I did.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are now, 32 years later, as one of the leading experts in the field.
My goodness. And I know you
But-
have, I know it's a very intense job, and it's, when somebody hears, graphology, they're wondering, oh, what is that? And it sounds, like something I would like to do too. But if you were to give, a young person who they are interested in pursuing in that field of study, what would you tell them?
What I would tell them first is to get a degree in criminology or any of the forensic sciences, and then it's a 2-year course to be certified as a document examiner. But it would always be good to have a degree behind the certification.
Okay.
Because as a young person, when you go into court, they're going to raffle you. So you need to have as much backup behind you before you come forward and step into a courtroom.
But in your experience, how have you navigated being able to decipher, different cases, none of which you can perhaps cite right now, but, just the sheer experience of the job?
Well, each case is individualistic. There are no two cases the same, and each case comes with its own drama, and some level of security has to be taken into place. I'm working more on money laundering cases now than when I first started. But in the Caribbean, there is a lot of land fraud and will and testament fraud. I mean, it's endless. It's endless work. But I step back, and I think maybe because I wear 2 hats, and I've written 3 books, and the 4th book is almost complete.
Okay.
That I can step away and not get involved emotionally with some of these cases, and go into my literary mode and enjoy being an author and not a document examiner.
Okay. Now tell us a bit about some of the awards that you have received.
Sorry, could you repeat that, please?
Tell us about some of the awards that you have received.
Oh, the awards. Okay, I'll just give you 2.
Yes.
In 2015, I received from the Institute of Caribbean Studies the Forerunner Award for my work in the Caribbean region. And then in 2000, I received the Trailblazer Award for being the only woman of color qualified and practicing in both areas of handwriting expertise. Somebody called me once to say, they have this wrong, you're not the only woman that's doing this. And I said, woman of color? And I said, you missed that important word, color.
Right.
Yes. Because somebody called me once and was very upset that I was given this award, and I said, find me another black woman that's doing what I'm doing.
Well, that's quite an achievement. So you go Beverly East. So Beverly, let's switch now. Let's switch now.
But the thing is, I never set out to become that.
Right.
It just happened that way. I just wanted to do what I was doing. And then other people researched and says, well, we can't find any other black woman doing this. Doing both. I mean, there's black women in the FBI forensic work. And you might find, I think in my entire career, I've met 3 black women in my entire career, and none of them are doing both. None of them are doing both. So.
Well, you go Beverly East again. That's all I can tell you. So great. Let's talk about great expectations. Do you have any? I mean, at this stage in your life?
Always. Always have great expectations. As soon as I've achieved one thing, I'm on to the next. My greatest expectation would be to have Reaper of Souls as a movie.
Oh yes, that was my first
I got
book.
I got very close to having that, and then the director passed away 2 years ago.
Oh.
Before we got to the stage of, signing over the option, it was just a lot of meetings at first.
Okay.
But then he got sick and died. Another expectation, I suppose, would be that there is talk of me having a television show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and on a personal level, in 2 years, my son would have completed his PhD.
Now, could you repeat that? You broke up just now.
In 2 years from now, my son will have completed his PhD.
Oh, Lord, congrats to him, to Sonny Boy. Oh,
Yes, my test will be so high. My test will be so high.
I like a pigeon.
I think I will sit back and I will just be the professor's mother.
Yeah, that's right. It's about time. Oh, that's good. That's good. It's
And
about
let him
time.
try.
Yes. Oh, Lord, that's good. That's good. Now, can I say, of all the women who have risen to acclaimed status, who has been your favorite?
Winnie Mandela.
Winnie, okay. And what exactly
Yes,
about
I think
her?
during her house arrest and all what she went through, why she kept Mr. Mandela's name alive while he was in prison
Mm-hmm.
unconditionally, and I really admire her. I could barely breathe when I met her. I was so enamored.
Mm. Where did you meet her?
In D.C., when Mr. Mandela came out of prison, he
Was
came to
released?
D.C.
Yes.
and I mean, I should have said I met him too, but I was more enamored with her than I was with him.
Okay. Uh-huh. So he was like,
It's like, Nelson, it's all right, Nelson. I'll sit down somewhere. I start to Winnie. Me and Winnie need to talk. My mother called Winnie too,
That's right. Lordy, I love that. I love that, Bethany. Okay, I get you. Love it. All right, so it was Winnie Mandela. Wonderful. Now, I have a list of phenomenal women here, and I'd like you to describe them in one word for me.
Okay.
Indira Gandhi.
Ooh, trailblazer.
Mm-hmm. She was.
When women were figuring out what they should be doing, she was running her country.
All right. Yeah, she was. Michelle Obama.
Gracious. Another person that was breathtaking when I met her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And you met her was that at an awards function or?
At the White House.
At the White House, okay.
Yeah, remember she lived there once.
Yeah, of course.
As we say, I got to our yard.
You got to our yard. I love how you're able to flow in and out. Yes. Okay, Kamala Harris.
Because people say, well, where did you meet Michelle Obama? At our yard, man. I got to our yard.
Lord have mercy. You're quite right about that. Oh, Lord. Kamala Harris.
Dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
So you do realize the first two people that you called are a mixture of Kamala. I mean, Indian and African American.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that you got the two.
Yes.
So I just consider her dynamic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And most importantly and finally, Beverly East.
Oh, a word for me. Resilient.
Resilient. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something my mother taught me.
Mm-hmm. And it has kept you on
Get
to
back
this
up.
day. Yes.
Yeah, get back up when you get knocked down. Get back.
And would I say, get up, girl?
Yes. So I used to be a bit of a crybaby when I was little, but as I got older, my mom realized that she had to, knock some stuff in me to make me stronger.
Mm-hmm. And why was that?
So resilient. I'm sorry?
Why you think you cried so much?
Oh, I don't know. I think when I was little, I must have had some trauma that I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not like my mom or my sister. They are so much stronger and fearless than I was.
Yes.
I've only become that way in my latter years, but in my early years, I was very shy, very quiet, very, stood behind my sister all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's surprised. My family's surprised. Is Bev that? Is Bev talking out like that now?
Well, she found her voice. Oh, Lord, she found her voice. Yes.
I'm catching up for those days that I lost.
And that's all right. Oh, Beverly East, I had a wonderful discussion with you this evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course, man. You are phenomenal, and I appreciate you. I
Thank
remember
you.
the first interview we had with the good old Kendall story.
Yes.
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 And,
Well,
that was-
hopefully when the book comes out, I have another book coming out. So hopefully when
Yes.
it's out, we can speak again.
We can speak again, of course. Well, thank you so much for joining me this evening.
Thank you so much.
The woman in the mirror, Beverly East. As we say, Bev, walk good.
Walk good.
All right.
Thank you.
I used to feel so uninspired. And when I knew I had to face another day, Lord, it made me feel so tired. Before the day I met you, life was so unkind. But you're the key to my peace of mind. 'Cause you make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. When my soul was in the lost and found, you came along to claim it. I didn't know just what was wrong with me till your kiss helped me name it. Now I'm no longer doubtful of what I'm living for. And if I make you happy, I don't need to do more. 'Cause you make me feel.
Ah, the voice of Aretha, the late Aretha Franklin. I had a wonderful evening. I hope you did, joining me here inside the Zone Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. Connecting on Linkage Radio 104.5, 101.7, Touch FM Radio 90.1, signradio.net, and CaribbeanVibesRadio.com. Thank you, everyone, for being with me this evening. Thanks to Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx.
You make me feel like a natural woman. You make me feel.
And as you know, my weekend begins with you today. I won't be here until Monday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. with the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. And I'm hoping that you have a great weekend, everyone. Don't forget to be careful while you're out there. Remember to pray, 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 seek covering, over your lives, over the lives of your family members and your friends and everybody. These are just horrid times. I want to thank all my YouTubers, Pat and CTVV, to Aldith, to Andrea, and to all the people who are on there this evening. Thank you. A lot of love and blessings to you. Thank you, Pat. Andrea. Oh, Lord. Okay. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in this evening. As always, love yourselves, love your children, and remember, in everything you do, it is the will of God concerning your life, your life, your life.
Like a natural woman. Oh, baby, what you done to me? What you done to me? You make me feel so good inside. Good inside. And I just wanna be close to you. You make me feel so alive. You make me feel. You make me feel. You make me feel like a natural woman. You make me feel.
Yeah. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Don't forget to be good until I see you on Monday.